And Discipline is Destiny. Ryan Holiday explores how self-discipline serves as the cornerstone of a meaningful, successful, and fulfilling life. Drawing on philosophy, history, and real-life examples, the book shows that mastering oneself through habits, willpower, and focus is the path to true freedom and greatness. Rather than being restrictive or joyless, discipline is presented as the quiet power that shapes character, builds resilience, and guides us toward our highest potential. It is a call to embrace control over impulses and distractions so we can live intentionally and leave a lasting impact. About the author. Ryan Holiday is a best-selling author, media strategist, and modern-day Stoic thinker known for making ancient philosophy accessible and practical for today's readers. He has written several influential books, including The Obstacle is the Way and Ego is the Enemy, which blend historical stories with timeless wisdom. Holiday's writing encouraged readers to cultivate mental toughness, clarity, and purpose by applying lessons from Stoicism and other philosophies. His work has resonated widely with audiences seeking self-improvement, leadership skills, and meaningful living. Once upon a time, in the quiet moments when the world seems to slow down, there is a gentle truth waiting to be discovered, a truth about the power that lives quietly inside each of us. This power is called discipline, not the kind of harsh command that makes you feel trapped or small, but a soft, steady strength that guides us gently through life, like a lantern lighting the way in the dark. Ryan Holiday, a thoughtful storyteller and student of ancient wisdom, invites us on a journey to understand this power not as a rule to follow, but as a way of being. In a world filled with distractions, temptations, and endless noise, it's easy to feel lost or pulled in many directions. Yet, deep inside, there is a quiet part of us that yearns for calm and clarity. Discipline is that part. It is the choice to steer our own ship through the storms and the calm seas alike. It's about mastering the small things, the everyday moments, because it's in these moments that the story of our lives is written. Holiday tells us that discipline is not something born overnight. It grows like a tree's strong roots that hold firm beneath the surface, branches that reach toward the sun. It requires patience, kindness to oneself, and a commitment to keep trying even when the path seems steep. This is not about perfection or punishment. Instead, it is about love for the future self, the one who will thank you for making the right choices today. The author gently guides us through the lives of people who have embraced this quiet strength. They are not superheroes or legends from faraway tales. They are real people artists who practiced their craft. Every day, leaders who held steady in the face of challenges, friends who showed up again and again with kindness and care. What they share is a common thread, the habit of choosing discipline over distraction, consistency over chaos. Holiday draws from the wisdom of the Stoics' ancient thinkers, who taught that we do not control what happens to us, but we always control how we respond. This idea is like a gentle breeze reminding us that while life may throw many things our way, our true power lies in the choices we make. Discipline is the shield and compass that helps us navigate those choices wisely. One story shared is of a man who faced countless setbacks, but never gave up. Each morning, despite feeling tired or discouraged, he rose with the same determination, practicing his craft and growing stronger. Over time, his small daily efforts blossomed into great achievements. This is the magic of discipline. It multiplies in silence, revealing its power only after patience and care. But discipline is not only about grand goals. It's also found in the soft rhythms of daily life, waking up when the sun rises, choosing what to eat, deciding to listen when it's easier to ignore. These choices, simple as they seem, are the stepping stones of a life well lived. Each moment is a chance to practice self-control, to honor the dreams we carry quietly inside. Holiday reminds us, too, that discipline requires boundaries, gentle fences that protect our time, energy, and peace. Saying no to the tempting distractions is an act of kindness to ourselves. It's like tending a garden, pulling out weeds to allow the flowers to bloom. These boundaries create the space where focus and growth can happen. And yet discipline is not a cold or joyless thing. It is full of warmth and light. It frees us from the chaos of impulses and fleeting desires, allowing us to live with intention and grace. It is the friend who encourages us to keep going, the quiet voice that reminds us who we truly want to be. As the night deepens and the stars peek through the velvet sky, the lesson settles softly into the heart. Discipline is destiny. It shapes not only what we do, but who we become. By nurturing it, we craft a life of meaning, resilience, and peace. As the story unfolds further, we begin to see that discipline is more than just self-restraint. It is a source of freedom. At first, this may sound like a puzzle. How can saying no, setting limits, and practicing control bring freedom? Yet, as Ryan Holiday gently explains, true freedom is found not in chasing every desire or whim, but in mastering oneself. When we are ruled by impulses, by the endless chatter of distractions, we become prisoners of our own chaos. But when discipline is our guide, we step into a calm space where choices are clearer and life feels richer. Holiday invites us to imagine a garden. Without care, weeds grow wildly, choking the flowers and robbing the soil of nutrients. But with patience and effort, pulling weeds, watering the roots, giving the plants sunlight, the garden begins to flourish. Our minds and habits are like that garden. Discipline helps us tend it gently but firmly, shaping a space where our best selves can bloom. He tells stories of people who lived with this garden mindset. Some were warriors, others philosophers, artists, or leaders. All had in common a deep respect for the power of small daily acts. They understood that the choices made in ordinary moments ripple outward, shaping character, destiny, and legacy. There's a story of a great leader who, despite facing enormous pressures, never lost his calm or his clarity. His secret was a daily practice of self-control, rising early, focusing on what mattered most, and resisting distractions. His discipline wasn't rigid. It was a steady river that carved a path through the rock of chaos. This flow of steady effort allowed him to face hardship without losing sight of his goals or values. Holiday reminds us that discipline is closely tied to patience. In a world obsessed with instant results and fast success, the slow, steady path can seem frustrating. But the most meaningful growth, like the strongest trees, takes time. Discipline asks us to trust in this slow unfolding, to embrace the daily work even when the rewards are invisible. This trust becomes a quiet form of courage, the courage to keep going when the future is unknown. The author also explores the idea that discipline is a form of love. Love for ourselves, our dreams, and the people we care about. It's not a punishment, but a gift we give to our future selves. By choosing to act with care today, we build a foundation for a better tomorrow. This gentle love makes discipline less daunting and more nurturing, a companion on life's journey. Holiday also shares how discipline helps us face challenges with grace. Life is full of unexpected storms, loss, failure, doubt. But discipline strengthens the spirit like a lighthouse stands firm against the crashing waves. It teaches us to pause, to breathe, to choose our response. In doing so, we grow resilience and wisdom, qualities that no one can take away. Another tender truth woven through the story is that discipline requires balance. It's not about becoming a strict taskmaster or losing joy in rigid routines. Instead, it's about creating harmony, knowing when to push forward and when to rest, when to focus and when to let go. This balance allows us to sustain effort without burning out, to live fully without losing ourselves. As the night grows deeper, the quiet power of discipline shines brighter. It is not a distant ideal or something only for the strong-willed. It is available to anyone willing to take one small step at a time. The journey is not about perfection, but about progress, a gentle unfolding of strength, wisdom, and peace. So as you lay your head down and close your eyes, imagine discipline as a soft light within you, a light that guides you through the night, steady and warm. This light will grow as you nurture it, leading you gently toward the life you wish to live. As the night deepened and the stars shimmered softly above, the story of discipline began to take on even more gentle hues. Ryan Holiday spoke of a truth often forgotten, that discipline is not just about willpower, but about understanding ourselves deeply. It's about recognizing the desires that serve us and those that lead us astray. The path of self-control is not a battle against temptation, but a kind and curious journey to know what truly nourishes our spirit. Holiday tells of ancient philosophers and warriors who knew this well. They practiced discipline not to deny themselves joy, but to protect it, to make space for what really matters. This meant learning to listen to the quiet voice inside, rather than the loud demands of the world outside. It was a way of living that prioritized meaning over momentary pleasure, and long-term peace over fleeting excitement. The author gently invites us to consider the stories of those who succeeded, not because they were the strongest or the fastest, but because they were steady. People who built their lives brick by brick with patience and care. Their secret was simple but profound. They made discipline their daily companion. They understood that greatness does not come from bursts of effort, but from quiet, consistent commitment. Holiday also shows us that discipline is not rigid or harsh. It can be flexible and forgiving. When we stumble, we don't fall forever, we rise again. Each moment is a chance to choose discipline anew. This gentle approach frees us from the fear of failure and opens the door to compassion for ourselves. The story weaves in examples of artists who practiced their craft daily, even when inspiration was scarce. Their discipline created the space where creativity could blossom. Musicians who rehearsed patiently, writers who sat down every day to put words on the page, these were the people who made lasting beauty. Their self-control was a quiet rhythm that shaped their work and their lives. Holiday reminds us, too, that discipline helps us live in alignment with our values. When life feels scattered or overwhelming, discipline acts like a compass, pointing us back to what is most important. It helps us say no to distractions and yes to what brings true fulfillment. In this way, it is a form of freedom to live with purpose and authenticity. Another tender idea shared is that discipline can be an act of love toward others. By caring for ourselves and living with integrity, we become better friends, partners, and leaders. Our self-control allows us to show up fully, to be steady and reliable in the lives of those we cherish. As the story slowly comes to its close, Holiday paints a picture of discipline as a gentle guardian of the soul. Not a harsh taskmaster, but a wise friend who walks beside us through the quiet valleys and sunlit peaks of life. It is the steady breath that grounds us, the quiet voice that encourages us to keep going. So as you drift toward sleep, imagine this friend beside you, soft, steady, patient. Let it hold your hand through the night and guide you tomorrow and all the days to come. In the soft glow of the early morning, as dawn stretched her rosy fingers across the sky, the story of discipline reached its gentle conclusion. Ryan Holiday's wisdom settled into a quiet truth that discipline is not a destination but a lifelong companion. It walks beside us through every choice, every challenge, every moment of stillness and movement. He reminds us that life will always be full of temptations, distractions, and moments when giving up seems easier. But discipline is the quiet strength that whispers, one more step, one more breath, one more try. It is the bridge between who we are and who we wish to become. With it we build a life not shaped by chance or impulse, but by intention and care. Holiday also shares that discipline shapes our character, which is the true measure of a meaningful life. It teaches us patience when we are restless, humility when we feel pride, and courage when fear creeps in. These lessons are not learned in grand moments alone, but in the simple acts repeated day after day, choosing kindness over anger, focus over distraction, courage over comfort. The story ends with a gentle invitation to wake each day with curiosity about the power within, to meet challenges with calm, to nurture habits that nourish, and to forgive ourselves when we falter. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being present, committed, and loving toward ourselves on this journey. As the world slowly awakens and the first birds begin to sing, imagine yourself carrying this steady light inside a light that will never go out. It will guide you through the busiest days and the quietest nights. This is the gift of discipline. This is your destiny. And with that, the story settles softly, like a whispered promise that with self-control you hold the power to live fully, freely, and well. Good night, and may your journey with discipline be gentle and bright. Thank you for joining us on Mindful Reads today. If this story helped you find a little calm, inspiration, or clarity, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you never miss a moment of peaceful learning. Remember, every small step you take toward self-awareness and growth shapes your own beautiful journey. Until next time, be kind to yourself, stay curious, and let your mind rest gently in the wisdom of each day.